NFL is back, and so is your girl Lacie. We are kicking off NFL season. It's finally here, guys. We are back, and I cannot wait. Yes, I am now video with you guys and a little something different, which you guys probably already knew, but I am going to specifically be talking about the Cowboys for this podcast during the season. We'll still have ways that we incorporate other teams, but my passion is with the Cowboys, and we'll talk about each opponent that they play each week, but it's all going to be Cowboy based. Your girl is going to bring you everything to know about them boys, and man, have they already started us on a roller coaster ride from the get-go. So let's not waste any more time and kick off NFL Week 1 on Lacie's lineup. All right, let's first address the elephant in the room on what the Cowboys did in this off season, or what we could say didn't do. There was so much going on. I've never seen so many people leave and not retain anybody. As a Cowboy fan, I was freaking out thinking that, man, are we going backwards? And I'm still a little suspect on it, and you'll see that as we start to break down that first game. Well, let's talk about everyone that we lost. I mean, it was nonstop. I mean, we had big names, all of our offensive lines. Tyrone Smith, we lost Tony Pollard, we lost Gallimore, we lost Hankins, we lost Tyrone Smith, I think I said. And it just, the list went on and on. Hankins, Fowler. Whew. It was too much. It was like every day I was getting alerts saying that we lost another, we lost another, we lost another. And yet we didn't gain anybody. Then finally we regained somebody, but it's somebody we already knew, right? Ezekiel Elliott comes back home to Dallas to finish out his career. Not only that, he changes his number from 21 to 15, going back to the Ohio State days. So he's rocking his college number. Then CD holds out. We don't know if we're going to pay him. We don't even know if we have money to pay him, but it looks like that's why we had to let so many go and restructure a lot of things, which is a part of the business that I really, truly don't understand, but frustrates me to death. So they finally get CD paid. He is 4 years, $136 million, rightfully so. This was the guy that I felt like we had to pay. This was a must-have. The other guy that we decided to pay, Dak Prescott. Don't get me wrong, I love Dak Prescott, but as a football fan that has not been to the Super Bowl since before Google was invented, we need a quarterback that can lead us there. And unfortunately, this is his 9th season that we're going on. And he is yet to win, 2 playoff games? We haven't even been back to the NFC Championship game. And he just tends to struggle. Great regular seasons, and then postseason just goes away. But 2 hours or a couple hours before kickoff on week 1, Dak becomes the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He signs a 4-year, $240 million contract, which $231 million of that is guaranteed. Absurd. I mean, great job, agents. I mean, Dak is set and now he's happy, but Lord, to be the age that he's at and going into his 9th season, that is a huge contract. So he better hold up to where he is and get, deserving of this pay. So we'll see. Also, the other one that we signed was Dalvin Cook. He obviously spent most of his career in Minnesota. Then he went up to the Jets, and now he is back. I know we didn't get to see him in the first game, but I'm sure he's still learning our playbook. Dalvin Cook, do we think that is going to be a good fit? He was great in his prime, but it seems like We're averaging high ages in the running back position, which is such a vital part for the NFL. So we'll see how that pans out. But do we stand a chance this season? You're going to hear my thoughts on this. And do I agree with Jerry Jones? Are we all in? But here we are. Week 1 went down, and it was Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. We didn't know what to expect as Cowboy fans. Am I right? I mean, we had people aging in numbers higher. Their age was higher than their numbers were on the field. We had people that held out that didn't get a lot of preseason time. We have a quarterback who is shaky when it comes to certain things and playing on the road and when the expectations are high, plus getting his payday right before. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, if it made it clear his mind. But we were going up against arguably the number 1 defense in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett leading that pack, and Deshaun Watson, right, who was the highest paid quarterback before Dak Prescott signed hours before their kickoff. There was a lot of expectations. I mean, obviously Deshaun Watson has come off a crazy turn of events, with all his legal issues and then his injuries, and this was his year. Everybody was saying this is his year. That guy was horrible. Deshaun Watson was horrible. I don't know what they are thinking. Cleveland Browns are probably hitting their heads against the wall because they are in so much money with this guy, and he is not producing, hasn't produced. Maybe he was good one time back when he was with the Texans, but he is not that player anymore. I mean, he went 0 for 15 on short yard passes. That's horrible, guys. Now, let's go back to my Cowboys because we weren't sure what we were going to expect. Cowboys came out and dominated. Our defense looked awesome under Mike Zimmer, who was, our new defensive coordinator, not new to the game, but new to the Dallas Cowboys since Dan Quinn left us this past season. He got those guys to buy in. I mean, they were flying all over the place. Parsons got his lion crawl one time. Lawrence, the tank, got to the quarterback, applying pressure constantly. And then standout, Carson, one of our cornerbacks, looked awesome. He was a part of every play. I kept going, who is this guy? Number 21 is in everything. And props to Carson. Eric Hendricks, who is the linebacker who took over for Leighton Vander Esch. Very disruptive. Overshown back in the game because of, after his ACL tear last year, he's back. And then welcome back, Diggy Diggs. Trevon Diggs off of ACL tear. Got an interception in this game. I'm telling you, everything went right for the Cowboys in this game. We could do no wrong. Dak Prescott looked solid, except that very first, I don't know if you guys remember that very first play on the first drive when our offensive line just looked terrible and he got blown up. I was like, well, there it is. We just paid him all that money and he's out now forever. But he got up. He did good. Tyler Guyton, our number 1 draft, held his own with Myles Garrett. I mean, he was throwing people to the ground. This shows to be a very good pickup, which credit to OU. We produce really good people. But Tyler Guyton is the real deal. Cooper Beebe, the center, little shaky, but very promising. I thought he did a really good job for it being his debut. And then the offensive side, Zeke looked fresh. He got some really good runs. I mean, he did everything he was supposed to do. CeeDee Lamb didn't need the preseason, just a solid performance. I mean, this guy really did deserve to get paid. He was dominant. He was available. He was making plays. I mean, it was very good. The only thing that was scary was Ferguson, who went out with a knee injury. Luckily, we found out that it's not as bad as we think. He's even hopeful to play this weekend, which I don't think we should rush him back, especially on week 2, but it shows to be a sprained MCL. But he's a big factor for the Dallas Cowboys, so I'm happy to know that it wasn't season ending, but we need to watch and make sure that he is good to go there. But they dominated. Brandon Cooks, I mean, we read things. I just thought the offense was flowing. Very proud of the boys, and not to mention our MVP, which is Aubrey. who can easily have kicked that 71-yarder. I don't know why more people don't go into the soccer realm and try to find kickers like Aubrey. I mean, he is a huge factor. He's very consistent. I mean, he can hit from so far. I really wish that penalty wouldn't have happened and that they would have allowed him to kick that 71-yarder before halftime, but they played it safe, which I guess I understand. So Brandon Aubrey is the real deal. I mean, Cowboys were put together. We came out to arguably the best defense in the league, and we showed them out. It was an awesome performance. I am very proud of the Cowboys. I know it's only week 1, and normally we are good in September, but based on everything that went down in the preseason, not sure what was going to happen, what we were going to look like, what our identity was going to be, these boys showed out, and I was proud. I was happy. I was loving life. It'll be interesting to see how we go. The road definitely gets tougher, but we have Saints this weekend who destroyed Carolina. So that is going to be a big matchup, but it is our home opener. We played good at home despite, playoff game last year, but we like to defend our home. So I'm excited to see this matchup. Overall though, guys, I'm giving a pretty good grade to the Cowboys this week. I mean, I really think they hit on all cylinders. They showed up, they showed out, and they came home with a win. So excited to see this season, how it unfolds. But week 1, we can't complain. We'll see what happens for the next week. And the Cowboys are going to do their thing. Good job, Cowboys. First upset of week 2, I'm calling it. Starts tonight on Thursday night. Bills at Dolphins. Dolphins are picked to win, but I'm calling the upset. Bills go into Miami and pull over the upset over Tua. Josh Allen has a beast of a game, takes matters into his own hands, and they win by a short margin, but I believe that they take care of business this week. Upset number 1. Upset number 2. This is going to come to a shock to you guys, but I am picking the Vikings over the 49ers. They're traveling up to Minnesota. I know Minnesota is still shaky with the quarterback, but they got the Justin Jefferson of the world, and he is going to dominate. I know there still could be without Christian McCaffrey. I know Mason did a good job last week. They looked very solid, but I still think the 49ers drop one early this week, and I think that goes to the Vikings on week 2. My last upset of the week is going to be a shocker, I know, but I am actually picking, it comes Monday Night Football. Eagles are back from Brazil. I know they pulled off a lucky win. They still don't look put together. I think the Falcons are mad about their loss. They know that they're better than they are, and I think they come in and dominate the Eagles on Monday Night Football on their own turf. Bold prediction, bold upset, but I'm calling it. Hopefully I'm wishing it into the atmosphere for my Cowboys, but I think we could see an upset come Monday night. Well, that does it for Lacey's lineup coverage of week 1 NFL. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy week 2. It shows to be a very good matchups, another great week of football. If you guys ever want me to cover something that I'm not, please let me know. I'm happy to deliver what you guys want to hear. And also, if you don't mind, always make sure you like and subscribe. Until next week, you guys enjoy another great week of football. And as always, how about them Cowboys? See you guys next week.